Welcome to The Good Pod. Today we're talking The Good Wife, Season 3, Episode 20, Pants on Fire. I'm one of your hosts, Jason Reed. With me, Marissa, Garza. Marissa,
yeah.
How are you? Are you good? You good?
I'm good. You good?
I'm good. I just wanted to continue our conversation that we were having before we hit record.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why you would say that you can't stand our listeners. You don't like
oh
our
my God.
listeners
Do
and
not even.
viewers.
Do not
I
even,
don't know
Jason.
why. As I said before,
Stop this.
I
Stop
love
right now.
our
Stop
listeners and
it
our viewers.
right now.
I don't know why you would slander
I
our
cannot
viewers
believe you are my
and our
Kresteva me. I
listeners.
cannot believe that.
I just take umbrage with that. That you would
take
say,
all the umbrage you want for something that never happened.
That you would say you don't know why you do this show for these
Oh,
listeners that
I
don't appreciate you. And I said,
No.
Marissa, it's for the listeners depend on us to walk them through each Good Wife episode. They rely on us. We are here for them. We do this for them. They are our constituents. And you said F that, you word for word. You said
no.
F
No,
them.
I did not.
F
No, I
all
did
of
not.
them. I don't care if they ever listen to our podcast again. I said, Marissa, you can't say that. You can't say it, Marissa. You said F them and F you, Jason.
Jason,
I just can't believe you said all that.
Stop microceiving me. Stop microceiving me because
hey, I'm just saying what happened.
For the record, I did not approve this open, everyone. This one was not run by me. Sometimes I know what's going to happen. Sometimes I don't. This one I did not know.
I'm just saying. I can't believe you would say such violent.
I can't believe you would say such things. I take umbrage. All the umbrage is over here.
No, I have the umbrage. The umbrage is with me. I am the umbrage carrier.
Okay.
Can't believe you. Anyway, we'll try. We're gonna get past that, Marissa. We're gonna try and get past all the bad things you said about the listeners and viewers. I'm sorry for her, everyone.
I also feel as though I might have to get past the fact that you would do this on a podcast and say these untrue things about me.
What, Marissa? Say the truth? That's right. I have nothing to apologize for. I'm just
for
saying,
everyone out there. This is what's called gaslighting. Gaslighting is when
someone
tries to get my reality or your reality to be different than what you actually remember and experienced. I have to tell you that before this we hit record, we talked about football. Okay, football.
Yeah,
we didn't talk about any, and I don't like football, and I did that for Jason. I said,
no, that's no. See, you described gaslighting, and that's exactly what you're doing to me and the listeners. I would appreciate it if you would just cut it out, please.
I would appreciate it if you would cut it out. We could do the podcast.
We will. I'm just trying to apologize to listeners for what you said before the mics went hot. I just want to make sure we're transparent with everything that's going on. What?
Are you dead?
Okay, Marissa, let's get now that that's out of the way, that I need to be open with the listeners. Let's remind our awesome and great listeners and viewers some of the ways they can support us, aka me, that appreciate them.
Jason needs a pen still, you guys, so get in on it.
They can do that by rating, reviewing, and subscribing on anywhere you're listening and you're watching. That helps us get into the eyes and ears of more listeners and watchers to enjoy this podcast like you all do. You can also help us monetarily if you so choose by going to buymeacoffee.com/goodpod and donating whatever you can to it'll go to mostly me because I'm the one that, really
to the now the pen fund has switched to, it just did, like, breaking news, it came into the Jason gets out of podcast jail fund because
I don't know what you have to tell the truth, but anyway, yes, also if you want to just chat it up with us about anything and everything, you can email us at thegoodpodfeedback@gmail.com. Marissa, I know you don't want to do the podcast, but let's get into the case of the week.
Oh, shall we do that? Is that something you need me to help you with? Is that something you need me to participate in?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Are you mad, Marissa? Are you upset?
No, I'm not mad. No, I'm just,
Are you mad that I exposed you? That I told you?
Oh my God. Okay. And the case of the week, everyone. We had three girls.
I was gonna go.
We had three girls who were originally accused of killing their friend at camp. Okay, we had Lindsay, Megan, and Pamela. They're in front of the judge. And basically, it was being argued that these convictions couldn't stand because of what happened with the crime lab. Remember last season, child had this whole thing with the crime lab. The crime lab strikes again here. And the judge, who we have seen before, played by Julianne Nicholson, is saying, yeah, I gotta get rid of these convictions. But, you're welcome to try again. You're welcome to do that. And Carrie takes her up on that and says, yeah, and they didn't get bail last time, so I don't think they should get bail this time. He goes over to Peter. Peter's like, oh my God, we have to get this off the docket. I can't deal with this. My life. Anyway.
I told her parents we get her justice.
Yeah, whatever. But he doesn't want to look at the evidence to see that this didn't even happen. So he decides to tell Carrie to offer what's known as an Alfred plea. An Alfred plea is basically like saying that you did something and then having your time served. So you will still be a convicted felon. You will still have everything that goes along with being found guilty in a case, except for you don't have to serve your time. And Peter is saying, like, this will happen if everyone agrees to it, only if everyone agrees to it.
It feels to me it's kind of like I mean, you got me. Okay, like you okay, all right. Like you got enough evidence to put me away, but if I like just say maybe I did it, it's kind of like a no contest plea. Is that kind of what this is, like a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, it's like this is something that through this case, the state's attorney's office is offering because they don't have any ground to stand on, but they want the points for the conviction. So everyone kind of knows that this is like the last thing that you would want to offer,
and also with
anything.
And also with this, as we find out, this means that the girls cannot sue
Correct.
The state's attorney's office for bungling this case through the crime lab issue. So it's kind of like it's definitely a compromise on both sides.
It's like you help me, I help you. You don't have to go to jail. I get points for the conviction, and you can't sue me. So your freedom for always being watched, never being able to hold a job really, and also never really being able to vote, because felons can't vote except for the ones that commit crimes in the White House, and then also you're a teenager girl, have fun with that. So that's what they got on the table for these teenagers. And what's interesting about this case is we have 3 different lawyers representing each girl. There's a lawyer per girl. So we've got Diane and Alicia are representing Lindsay. We've got Tommy, who we've seen before, representing Megan. And then we have Callie, who is new to our Good Wife screen, but not new to our screens in general, defending Pamela. Because who do we see, Jason?
We've got Julianne Nicholson, who knew, me personally, I'll tell you my journey with Julianne Nicholson. Okay. Like many people out there, I recently watched Paradise, the the new-ish show featuring our guy Sterling K. Brown from This Is Us, pretty much about a society that had to go underground to escape, spoiler alerts, to escape some
because of global warming.
Yes. And Julianne Nicholson was like the big bad for the first season, aka Sinatra. So that's where I thought I first come into contact with Julianne Nicholson. It was not until I looked up Julianne Nicholson where I was like, oh, I should have known Julianne Nicholson before this, because she was in a show called Winning Time, which I literally covered on a podcast, on post show recap. So I was like, oh, that's that girl. She was also in Mayor of Easttown, which I did not watch.
Oh, it's good, Jason.
I can't claim ignorance on that one. I claim ignorance for a lot of things, but not that. And she was also on Law and Order Criminal Intent, which is not one of the Law and Orders I watched. And funnily enough, on that Law and Order show, she was the partner of one Christopher Noth. Who?
Whatever.
AKA Peter. So Peter and Julianne Nicholson, they've played together before, but they don't play together in this episode. But yeah, Julianne Nicholson apparently been around a lot, and she was also in the show Hacks recently, where she played a fantastic role of Dance Mom, where she's Dance
Mom.
Crazy on that show. I loved her on Hacks this last season.
It was so great because all of those roles that you mentioned that she played before Hacks were like super serious. Like she's like either like a lawyer or a professional or some sort of thing. And Dance Mom, she is none of those things. And so it was kind of fun to see her in that environment. But yes, shout out to Julianne Nicholson, who we might see again. So she's she's now on the Good Wife screen. So the lawyers go and each talk to each of their clients, basically saying, you're saying that there's enough evidence to convict you to get out everything that we just talked about. You'll be a convicted felon forever, but you have to promise not to sue. And also, Diane and Alicia mentioned that they have experience with cases against the crime lab that have garnered at least like $10 million. And so these teenage girls are like they understand what it's not like to be in jail because they have experienced life outside of jail, but they don't necessarily get all the rest of these things that are part of it. So I think Diane and Alicia do a good job kind of telling Lindsay, like, this is what's on the table. We have experience. If you choose to not take the plea, this is what you got. You got 72 hours.
It kind of turns into a money or freedom conversation.
Yes.
Because it's like you can either get out now, which is what you really, really want. You hate being in prison. You can get out right now. Or we can sue the state's attorney's office and not guaranteeing anything, but I'm pretty sure we can get you a lot of money if you decide to not take this plea and sue the state's attorney's office. You take the plea, you get out now, but you can't sue, you don't get money. You don't take the plea, you can sue and get a bunch of money. That's like pretty much kind of a binary choice what this turns into. I want to talk about Lindsay for a second.
Okay.
I will
let you do that, even though you were mean to me at the beginning of this episode.
I don't know when truth turned into meanness. I don't understand.
Say your piece.
Lindsay, when we first go into the case, she shoots Alicia a look when Alicia comes into the courtroom. She's like, Alicia, like you can tell Alicia's done her like hand holding relates to the client thing. She loves Alicia.
Yeah.
She turns to Alicia all the time for like, what would you do? And the way she was playing it, I was like, is Lindsay okay? Like it seems like Lindsay. I was like, did Lindsay do this? Because like a lot of like throughout the course of this case, we're like, okay, who's the real killer? Who did this? I thought Lindsay did it. Like for a while, I was like, is Lindsay like a diabolical mastermind or something? And when we get into we talk to Lindsay, they're like, hey, these are your options. Megan wants to take the plea. And when they tell Lindsay, you can get a lot of money though, but Megan, she wants to take the plea. She wants to get out of jail now. So that's where we're at. We're at an impasse. We got to figure this thing out. I almost thought Lindsay was going to be, because they tell Lindsay, Megan got beat up in jail. She wants to get out of jail. She wants to take the plea. And Lindsay's like, oh, that's too bad. I thought this was going to go into a whole different direction where like Lindsay was going to get Megan killed in prison. And so it's like, okay, so Megan's out of the way.
Look who's right in the show now.
Then a $10 million lawsuit can get split into two between me and the other girl. Maybe I'll take the other girl out too. So that's kind of because the Lindsay characterization, the way she was playing it, I was like, this is, I don't know. There's something off about this girl. But I mean, I guess it just comes from like 5 years in prison for a teenage girl. I don't know.
Probably. Also, but it also comes from like many years of watching television where we have seen more sinister things happen than just like a girl saying, oh no, my friend got beat up in prison. Tell her to stay strong.
For sure. I had my side eye on Lindsay. I was like, I don't know about you, Lindsay. I feel like you might have done this and you might be like, and now that you might see a way to profit off of it, you might take out your competition just to clear the way for you to pursue this case. I was like, I'm looking at you, Lindsay. I'm looking at you.
That says a lot about Jason's discernment and judgment, everyone. I just want you to know.
Wow, Marissa, you are really taking to the media to try and slander me in me speaking my truth, you know.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. But
in the court of public opinion.
At this point, I was looking at Lindsay like, I don't know about you. You seem shady. There's something off about you.
Yeah, she was. I think it wasn't played well in terms of like establishing that they are teenagers. Like I think there was like that vulnerability of like, I'm just a kid. I don't know what to do. What would you like, and knowing that Alicia like can play that role really well, but we never saw like anything before we saw that from Lindsay. We just saw that she got like her conviction dismissed and the stuff. We weren't introduced to her character. We were introduced to her like behaviors, but not necessarily her character.
Maybe my feeling was she was playing too innocent. Like it felt deceivingly innocent. I was like,
Yeah, that could
I
be.
don't know. I don't know. But
Yeah.
like you said, I think I've been trained by TV to be able to question those people that seem too innocent. I'm a little paranoid, a little pessimistic.
It's definitely a 2025 read of this
Yeah.
2011 show for
Uh-huh.
sure.
You got some other racket going, girl. You can't be this innocent.
Well, Kalinda is off to the medical examiner's office to get the case files from the original case. And when she gets there, the medical examiner is like, "Oh, your name's off the blacklist." And I'm like, "Dina, you did this. Dina's the one who put her on the blacklist so that she couldn't get what she needed."
Yeah.
Anyway, she gets there. She goes, gets the case files. There's a note from Carrie saying, "Beat you to it." Like, here I am, ha ha ha. But she takes a look. She learns that the victim, whose name is Rosa, was stabbed 8 times, and it was made to look like she was raped, but she was not raped. And there is a mark on both sides of her ankle that, like, don't match up to being hurt. Like, there's like it's like a bruise, and then not a bruise, and then more of a bruise.
Yeah,
And
it shows that when she was killed, something was on her ankles because
yes,
the way it kind of presented was that there was something on her ankle.
yes. And Kalinda, who is the human Wikipedia, found out that this is a bike clip. So she's like, she must have been riding a bike.
It was so weird because Kalinda just like, there's no other thing to show how Kalinda came to this conclusion. She just has a bike clip, and she's like, yep, that would fit. It's a bike clip. Like, how did you even come to that? Other than just saying Kalinda is superhuman. She, like that's all we can scrap
That's
into.
it. Yeah.
Kalinda just knows things. That's it.
It's their superpower. So they take this back to Lindsay and say, like, what about bikes at camp? And Lindsay's like, we weren't allowed to have bikes, but Mary Jane had a bike. And this is where she finds out that, like, Megan really wants to take this plea because she's getting beat up in prison. And Diane explains to her, like, listen, what we're trying to do is line up enough evidence to say that the state's attorney doesn't have evidence to go forward with a new trial. So that way you don't have to take the plea. You don't have to plead guilty, and you get to go free. So we have 72 hours to do this. Tell us about the bikes, basically.
Mm-hmm. We don't got time for your little perfect little girl act. Let's get down to brass tacks. Because like, oh, that's terrible. I hope that Megan's okay. I'm like, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Right.
Jason's
like,
still sus on.
Got my eye on you, Lindsay. Got my eye on you.
Kalinda then goes to question Mary Jane, who apparently was at the camp or met at the camp. They are out in the woods somewhere.
And it was just me, but I was like, is everyone just sus to me? Because Mary Jane was like so reticent to give any information. I was like, did Mary Jane do this? I was like, what? Like, she was acting so standoffish. I'm like, okay, it was definitely Mary Jane. My mind's going to so many places this episode. I'm like, who could have been the real killer? I was like, oh, Mary Jane, I'm looking at you, girl.
Yeah, because like she gets Kalinda's like, hey, how's it going? You had a bike and then reported it stolen, and then you found it a week later, right? She's like, excuse me?
She's like,
how do you know this?
What is it to you? I don't have to tell you anything. Maybe I had a bike, maybe I did it. It's like, why are you doing this? Like, I think what's lost in translation here is that this crime actually occurred 5 years ago.
Yes, exactly.
I think that's like that really like escaped my notice throughout this thing because it felt like the crime was very recent. So like I was kind of stuck in that mindset. I was like, but why is everyone still here at this camp 5 years later? That was weird.
That was weird.
Yeah, but yeah, she asked Mary Jane about the bike, and Mary Jane's like, maybe I had a bike, maybe I did it. What's it to you? It's like, can you just be helpful, please? Like,
but then like the next time we see them, Mary Jane's like, here's where I found my bike. Like,
there's a total attitude change. I was like, okay.
Here's where I found my bike. It's outside of these cabins of people who like live in town or work at the camp. And so Kalinda goes and she does her little Kalinda, hi, I'm Kalinda. I'm thinking of sending my kid here. Hi, I'm Kalinda. I'm thinking of being a counselor. And she ends up meeting Justin. Justin worked at the camp back then. He was a photography teacher, also at a community college, and he shows a picture where his arm is around Rosa.
We
in the
meet Justin.
situation, looking
We
very cozy.
we meet Justin. And I'm like, oh, it was Justin. Okay. I mean, the show was doing its job by like leading me to so many different avenues. I'm like, oh, Justin did it.
Kalinda brings all this information back to the team of lawyers, basically saying that like this is what I think happened. The killer put the bike outside of Justin's um, cabin to make it look like Rosa was going to see Justin, and then like that was the thing. And they decide to see here, okay, maybe is this enough to like rethink bail? At least we can't necessarily like move forward with anything else, but let's try for bail. So Kalinda, again, in her Kalinda-ness, is looking at photos that have a date stamp. That was a time. Do you remember that? Like when you had a film camera that could put the date on it. That was cool. But she was looking back and forth, and she ends up seeing that a picture of Justin at a bar was taken at the time of the murder. And then she zooms in a little bit closer on his wrist and sees that he had a friendship bracelet, which then led her to another photo, or that group photo that Justin had shown beginning, and Megan had the same bracelet.
Dun,
So
dun,
now,
dun.
just like Megan was jealous of Rosa because Rosa visited Justin. Oh my God.
Yeah, so we basically have solved the case of like, all right, it was Megan. Megan did it. Megan, is the one that killed. Like, Kalinda pretty much lays it out for Alicia. This is like, Megan waited at Justin's house for Rosa and killed her because she was, jealous that Rosa and Justin were spending time together. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
So Alicia takes this information and says, "Yo, Carrie, like, if I could prove that it was just one of the girls and not the other two, would you drop the charges for the other two?" Carrie's like, "It's a big if.
Maybe.
Big if.
Maybe.
And I do not have the play in this office that I used to. I have to try to protect my job. So really sorry, Alicia, can't help you here." And Alicia, like, she's like, "Okay." And she leaves. She's like, "You're not happy here." He's like, "What? You mean with my Circus Family cartoons and ficus in my cubicle?" So
okay. So it's like, this wasn't even about the case. It turned out this was just like a Alicia Carrie check-in.
Yeah.
We've had a few of those recently where, Alicia and Carrie are getting back to being besties. And, it's like, Carrie, let's not pretend you didn't do this to yourself, my G, because you had the deputy state's attorney's job.
Yep.
You decided to mess that up by, number one, dating Dana, and number two, snitching on yourself about it. So, like, don't pretend like something's been done to you.
But Carrie could not live with himself if he didn't snitch up about it. Like, he's got that moral compass, Jason, unlike some people on this podcast.
He didn't have enough of a moral compass to cut it off with Dana once he got promoted.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, I mean,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not making any, like, but yes, he is at fault in this situation. He had a part to play in the situation. So but I think that also goes to the larger sentiment that he's saying here, is because Alicia says, "What about that clarity that you got by coming to the good side?" Basically, he's like, "Well, it's getting a little murkier here every day." And so I think that like he's also seeing that like that is changing his behavior, because maybe he wouldn't have done that if he wasn't in these murky waters. I don't know.
Precisely.
But Alicia goes to Callie and says, "Hey, look, Callie, who's representing Pamela, like, what if we could prove that it was Megan that did this?" And Callie's like, "My client wants the money. Like, I don't know what you're trying to do here, but my client wants the money." And Diane and Alicia say, "Well, what if Lindsay testifies against Megan?" And Callie's like, "You're going to do this? Like, I'm a bad person for wanting money, and you're going to, like, basically blackmail Pam into like doing this because it basically guarantees her freedom." And that's what happens. Like, Lindsay gets out and she reunites with her parents and they're all happy, except for Megan, because we never find out what happens to her, but I have to assume she was convicted.
I always want to see, like, back in the day, we used to call people up on the stand and get them to slip up and admit to what they did. I was waiting for that moment from Megan, be like, twist her up and get her to admit that she did this. I kind of wanted some closure on the case. I didn't really get it. I mean, I can imply what happened, of course.
Yeah, it was like, but it also was like a little, like, they didn't come to an agreement in the conversation with Alicia, Diane, and Callie. Like, it was just kind of like, so And
Was it like, it was kind of like, okay, fine, my client will
yeah,
confess, or
yeah,
was it
like
like, what was the end game here? I feel like we could have had like one more scene. I feel like this is the problem with, especially in late season where we have so many plot lines going on.
we do.
I would have loved to have a little more room to get some more closure on this case.
Yeah, I don't really feel like this episode needed this case because of the next storyline we're going to talk about. There was a
Mhm.
lot going on there.
This was a case of the week, but it didn't feel like the most important plot line
Yeah,
in this episode for sure.
yeah. So, oh boy, guess who's back?
Guess who's back, back again, again. Jackie is
Chandler's back.
back. Oh, I thought you meant Jackie. Yes, Chandler's back. Oh my god, when we left last episode, and I was like, oh yeah, Mike's gonna be back, Alicia. You wait.
Oh,
I did not foresee him being right back in the next episode. I was like, oh, he's immediately back. I thought we were going to be like, I thought he would be one of those pop up every now and then guys, but I totally forgot
dude.
that this is a part of his storyline. I was like, wow, like this, he's a big part of the storyline now. He's a big part of the show now.
And I just need to say, I will forever loathe Peter Florrick. Okay, forever, for my entire being. But I loathe Mike Kresteva even more. Like mainly because he is the biggest manipulator, the biggest gaslighter in the entire thing here. So let's get into what happened between Mike and Alicia. So Mike shows up at the office. He's like, "Hey, I'm just dropping by. I just want to let you know, hey, I changed the report. Like, we're gonna censure the officers, and there's a possible drop gun." So, like, I want to give you an opportunity to write a minority report. She's like, what am I supposed to say? He's like, whatever's on your conscience. All tyranny, important line for 2025. All tyranny needs to gain a foothold is people of good conscience remaining silent. So he's like, don't remain silent. And then Diane comes in and Mike's like, Alicia was so nice to invite me here to talk about this. And
Alicia,
like,
instead of going, Mike, I didn't invite you here. You decided to show up on your own. Just says nothing. She's like, she lets some lie to Diane. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Diane, by the way, who comes to the office is like, Mike. Mike's like, Diane. It's like, okay, y'all are too friendly. That's weird. But yeah, like Alicia lets Mike lie right to Diane's face. It doesn't call him on it in the moment, which is very important. It's like, because when someone lies on you, you have to call it out immediately.
Right away. Yeah. Because that wasn't done, this gets a little messy. Meanwhile, Vanessa is visiting with Eli. Vanessa, Eli's ex-wife, who is running for state senate. And Eli is counseling her, basically saying, like, listen, you're the only woman in the race. Run hard on being a traditional woman. Like, this is
woman.
What you need to do. And in that moment, there's like some vibes. And they're like, is it just politics? And Vanessa's like, uh-oh.
The vibes have gotten better between Parker Posey and Alan. They were definitely not there when she first showed up, but I'm feeling a little more. I still think it's so weird that they never mentioned Marissa together. It's so odd. The only thing that has happened to make me know that Vanessa is Marissa's mother is Marissa mentioning it once.
I mean, Marissas have to work hard, okay? Marissas are the people that hold people together. That's all I gotta say. Marissas tie the connection.
Marissas are salt of the earth. I've heard that before. Yeah, but it was so weird. They never talk about their shared daughter together. It's like, no, weird. But yes, they do have some chemistry here that's happening. I was just the only thing I was missing was like Stacey Hall to come bust this up, be like, like Eli, remember when we had sex together?
Oh, I just came by to pick up my panties. At this point, okay, so Alicia is at court at this point. She runs because she gets a notice on her phone. She runs to find out that Mike is holding a press conference where he is releasing the Blue Ribbon Report to the public. And he is saying, this is a cover-up of cover-ups. Like, we need to stop this. And also, P.S., by the way, I'm running for governor. And also, by the way, the person, Alicia was actually on this Blue Ribbon panel, but she recused herself and basically told me, like, hey, oh, that was later, but still, yeah. Hey, if you change your report, I'll sign it. I'll be part of it, but I didn't change my report, so therefore she didn't sign it. And I was like,
Ooh,
what
buddy.
the F are
Yeah, I
you
mean,
doing?
he basically literally throws Peter under the bus and is like, "Yeah, Peter covered this up. Peter decided to, make this to sweep this under the rug." It's like, oh, I mean, Mike sucks, but
But he is
Mike's
good.
kind of right.
Yeah, no, but yeah, and he's also like, he is ready, because when the next thing we see is like doing the press tour, talking to people, and he's like dropping political gold. He's like, I'm not a perfect person. Like, we're not there. Also, it wasn't until my kid got diagnosed with cancer that I really was going to turn my life around. But I wasn't. I was actually at a Bears tailgate. Like, he hit the I'm not perfect, I'm the everyman, I'm a dad who cares, like all of this stuff in one thing.
He's like, I was
And
like Paul on the road to Damascus. I was like, okay, tie in
yeah,
the religious stuff too.
yeah,
Let's go.
exactly,
Hit all
exactly.
the touchdowns.
It was like boom, 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 boom. And Eli is, waking up next to Vanessa after all of this and seeing this on the TV, and he's like, crap, like this is something I didn't see coming. And Vanessa's like, you're in bed with me, but thinking about him. It was so funny.
I kind of
And
really like seeing Eli's like personal life. Like, in the
yeah,
first couple of seasons, we didn't really get that. We got kind of like Eli just being a political motivator, political person. But it's been interesting seeing Eli having like a love life.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So Alicia goes to Eli and is like, listen, this Kresteva guy, he's lying. Like, and Eli, with his years of experience, is like, you got to let it go. If we put out a statement and say anything, all we're doing is amplifying the lie. We're giving people cause to think that you are the liar. Just wait 24 hours, Alicia. Just wait 24 hours and it will go away.
I know it's a little continuity bubble / error.
Tell me.
Because Alicia was, coming to Eli. So I'm like, he's lying about the whole thing. And Eli goes, so are you telling me that Peter did not cover up a shooting? Which is like, Eli, you should already know this because you
Yeah. Yeah.
apparently
We're in the
in the
room.
meeting. We're in the
Yeah.
meeting where this was covered up. So I was like, was this like a continuity error where they forgot they put that in there, like pretending like Eli didn't really know about this? I was like, oh, just a little bit of a continuity bump there. I was like, okay,
A little bump in the road.
but yeah, Eli is giving sage advice. He's like, listen, don't fan the flames, don't call attention to it, because if you don't call attention to it, it'll blow over. If you do call attention to it, then people are going to see your word against his, and people out there going to call you a liar now. Giving very good advice.
Yeah, but Alicia cannot stand.
Alicia being the Karen she is, decides
stand it.
she's not going to stand for it.
She goes and visits Mike, and I could not even write this conversation down. I just was like so mad this entire time, because if you want a textbook example of what gaslighting is, this scene is for you. If you are writing a psych paper, are you trying to do something, like, you cite this in your things, because basically Alicia comes in and is like, you lied. He's like, what are you talking about? It's like, I didn't invite you in. It's like, yeah, you did. Like, straight up, like, anything she said, he countered, and basically they were the only two in the room, so there's really no other person that could do this.
I wasn't going to call it gaslighting. I was going to call it act like you were always being recorded. Like we mentioned that about like
That's
Will
fair.
and what he's doing. Like, Will, you always have to act like your phone calls and your conversations are being recorded. I kind of thought that's what Mike was doing here. Like, I'm never going to call it because you have some like secret recorder on you. Like, I'm going to,
But he is gaslighting her. Like, that is what it is. Like,
I don't know if that's because I feel like gaslighting is actually trying to convince someone of something. I don't think Mike was trying to convince her of his truth. I think he was just literally both ways lying in her face to be like,
gaslighting has touched my life.
I guess I don't think he was trying to convince her of his way. I think he was just like, yep, like it was saying without saying, like, yep, I'm gonna lie, and I'm gonna send 10 toes down on my lie. I'm gonna stand on business with this lie. I'm not gonna deviate at all to give you any ammo to go out there and be like, when I came to Mike yesterday in his office, he told me he was lying. So I'm not gonna ever say that I was lying, because first of all,
you can't prove it.
You can't prove I was lying. And I don't know if you have like some secret, if you're wired up right now trying to catch me in a lie, I'm not going to get caught up lying on a camera or on tape. I pretty much thought that's what it was. I didn't classify it as gaslighting because He knows he's lying. He knows she knows that he's lying. Like everyone knows he's lying here, but he still has to like he's practicing his story to be like, no, I wasn't lying.
That was,
That's why I took it.
I will say, I might have had some experiences with gaslighting, and so I might be a little sensitive about it. So I see your side, even though you were trying to do the same thing to me at the beginning of this podcast.
What? Marissa? No. Man, Marissa, let me tell you.
See, Jason, did you just admit that you were lying then? Because you were saying that Mike Kresteva was lying and he knew it and he was acting like he was always going to be recorded? Is that what you were saying?
Now you're gaslighting me. That's what you're doing.
No. Oh, no, I'm not. That's not what it is. Anyway.
Sure.
At this point, Alicia's like, okay, I'm not going to win this battle. But she like looks him in the eye and is like, you're going to lose.
I love how mad Alicia is. Alicia's just so mad that he's sitting there and just keeps lying to her face. Where it's like she gets mind blown. Like you're still lying. It's just the two of us right here, and you're still just lying. She cannot fathom or believe this man is sitting here lying to her face. She's like, we don't see like we see these moments of Alicia being like super mad charged. Like she's like, you're gonna lose. Mike's like, nah, you know why? Because Peter's vulnerable.
Yeah,
basically he has you and his family. He's vulnerable.
Yeah, and he says, don't pretend what I'm saying isn't the truth. Like, don't pretend like that. Anyway, so then Alicia goes back to Eli and is like, hey.
You told me not to do.
Yeah, also, like, before I get into that, like, is my husband running for governor? Mm-hmm. And Eli's like, I don't know. There's like a lot happening. We got Kresteva in the race now. He's, doing all this stuff. And Alicia's like, okay, so like I talked to Mike. And Eli is like, I can't, like, I am good at my job. What did I tell you to do? Why didn't you do it? Like, this is much bigger now. But this is where a turn comes to Alicia, because now this is fueling Alicia's support for Peter to run for governor, because he says Peter should run. And Eli says, but he's going to need your help. And he says that Kresteva is Blagojevich dangerous, which is like, he was not a great guy. Lots of corruption, lots of stuff going on. So hopefully we'll get to learn a little bit more about that. But Eli's excited that Alicia finally has like motivation to help Peter become governor.
Yeah. He's like, he like sits down after Alicia. He's like, all right, there it is. Like this is the last puzzle piece to click into place, which was Alicia's support to be like, okay, this is a thing that can actually happen now. And I guess as a motivation to get Alicia to come to Peter's side, I mean, it could have been done worse, but I feel like this is like, Alicia, do you know what you're signing up for here? Like to have Mike be the catalyst for Alicia to be like, all right, fine, you tell me what you need me to do and I'll do it. She does say, still no kids. No kids. She says, tell me what you need me to do and I'll think about doing it. It's like, this is what it took for Alicia to get, amenable to be supportive to Peter for this. Is like,
which I know you were suspicious of Lindsay. My 2025 read is this. It's like, did Eli tell Kresteva to run and to do that? You know what I mean? Like, wow. I know he wouldn't do that to Alicia, but like there was I was like, oh, did someone do this to make Alicia support Peter so that Peter would run for governor? Like, I don't know. Alicia then goes to visit Peter and she's like, she's doing her job. She's like, I know we disagree and I know things aren't great, but I've always respected you and your political abilities. And Peter's like, okay, like, that's cool. Your support means a lot to me. She's like, run for governor.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be a good governor.
This doesn't hit great for me, only because she's talking about his political, like, how good he is politically. And for the last, like, 3 to 4 episodes, we've seen Peter not do great political things that are shady at best. So I was like, Alicia, I don't know. I don't know if you should be as supportive as you're being, because Peter ain't great either.
She was just there to stroke his ego, to get him to, like, she wants this that bad that's what she was telling Peter. Like,
she wants to take Mike out so bad. She's willing to do things that she before was just not into at all.
Yeah. Eli is consulting Vanessa again in the office, and good old Frank from the DNC shows up and is basically like, "Look, Eli, you're gonna have to choose. We don't want Vanessa to run. We don't want a woman in that race. And if you support Vanessa, we're not going to support Peter. So
Yikes.
this is what you got to do." And Eli is like, "Okay, that sucks." Uh, then we get a scene with Mike, Kresteva, and Peter in the elevator. First of all, elevators, they're like, again, always used on the show.
Yes.
But Mike's like, "So here we are." And Peter's like, "No personal lives." And he says something that is interesting because Kresteva says to Peter, "Oh, okay, so mob rules." And I'm like, yeah, Peter is kind of mobby.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, "My only play here is to keep you from running the race. And so I'm going to have to go after you with everything I've got. And that means going after your family. So if you enter this race, you won't regret it, but your wife will."
Woo! I was like, them's fighting words for sure. I was like, damn, that's heavy.
Yeah. Eli then has to break news to Vanessa saying, like, I can't consult with you anymore. And Vanessa's like, "Is this because we slept together?" He's like, "No, this pains me to do this." She's like, "Oh, yeah, pain." And then he's like, "I hope we can still be friends." So I don't know what we're going to see with them going forward, but for now, they're quote unquote on a break.
Yeah, I really do hope we get some sort of Eli, Vanessa, Marissa scene all together. I think that's the dynamic I'm looking for out of this partnership, or out of these actors. I think that would be a great scene for those three to play off of each other. So I really hope we do see that at some point down the line.
Agreed. It is the time. The time has come for Eli to call Peter and say it's time to decide. Peter is at a location which we will talk about in a moment. But when he receives this call and he says, "Yes, I will run for governor," and Eli's like, "Great, we're gonna win this." And Peter's like, "It's just been decided. Like, that's where I'm at right now. It's been decided." And then he does at the end of the episode announce his candidacy, and Alicia's right there,
Ooh.
right next to him, holding his hand.
I was like, wow. Like, I was really shocked. I was shocked by that. I was like, damn, not how far we've come, but how far we've kind of backslid.
It shows like what ego and pride and like power will do. You know what I mean? Like she's now using Peter. Like he's like the good husband in the situation. He's not the good wife.
I guess,
I
or
mean,
she convinced
her.
herself, and she convinced herself she's doing this, and kind of, I don't know about playing into Peter's hands, but I think it all kind of fell together really great for Peter to have this happen, because without my Kresteva, Alicia would not be this supportive. So I think it was just kind of, things fell the right way for Peter to have this support now, I guess. But it feels like a step back for Alicia to be right back into this kind of, literally the good wife of the situation now.
Yeah, not a fan. Before we talk about the Jackie of it all, I do want to just mention the Will and Callie of it all.
Yeah.
We got introduced to Callie in this episode as Pamela's lawyer, but it turns out she's more than that, because she basically goes and says hi to Will and says, "I was suspended too." And he's like, "Oh yeah, me too. Okay, cool. I'm not alone." She's like, "Yeah, there's a support group for lawyers. We should go." And we were supposed to have a date, but we never did it. So this will be our date. And they go to the support group, and there's only one person in this group. And Callie's like, "You know what happens when people don't have the law to fall back on? Like they engage in gambling, drugs, sex with strangers. I could be a stranger." And Will's like, "What?" And so they go and they hook up, because Callie's only 10 minutes away from that meeting.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Getting back into Will's love life here. I love Will they were at the meeting. He was like, the other lawyer was like blubbering, talking about being disbarred. They're just kind of staring at him like, okay. And then when Callie invites him to her apartment, he's like, "You want us to leave this guy alone?" I almost like she's like, "Well, why don't you invite him?" But yeah, Will again. I don't know what the wardrobe choice is here, but
he's in a sweater.
He's in a sweater with a dress shirt. Again,
Yeah,
you have to have the buttons, the top buttons undone to show he's not wearing a tie. He's not a lawyer anymore.
correct.
So I love that. But yeah, good on Will getting some dance mom strange here.
Okay, we have arrived as where we ended at the last episode.
The moment. Love it.
Okay. So last we saw Jackie and Alicia. Jackie was getting her hair washed at the salon, and Alicia was there to confront her.
Did you notice the difference in shots from last episode to this episode? Because at the end of
And
last episode, Jackie saw Alicia coming
yeah,
and reacted. This time, Alicia surprised Jackie. I was like, okay, another little bit of a continuity error / bump here.
and the dialogue was different too.
Yeah, a little
So it was a little bit of a reset, but
bit. And can I tell you what? When I saw Jackie this episode, what she really reminded me of? I want to see if I can
what?
share this, if I can present this and fit.
Well, I'm sure the audio listeners will enjoy the sharing of the screen.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Here we go. Is it this one? Yes, this one.
Jason is trying to figure out how to share his screen, and I am.
For
It
those
is
that,
Yuzma. It's Yuzma.
for those that are familiar with the Disney animated cartoon Emperor's New Groove, the villain from that movie is, I don't know what it was. When I saw Jackie, maybe it was the fact that her hair was like washed and pulled back. It's like she really looks like Yuzma from Emperor's
She
New Groove.
does. She did. Yeah, she had her hair pulled back. She had like a towel on her shoulders. She was definitely in a state, but she's no queen like Yuzma. Okay.
Yeah, Yuzma the queen, my queen Yuzma. For some reason, that's really what came to mind when when I saw her. That's funny. But yes,
And Jackie's
Jackie.
easily.
This really lived up to the billing, lived up to the hype from
Oh,
that cliffhanger from last episode.
Alicia, I haven't seen you in a while. What brings you here?
Alicia, I haven't seen you in a while. It's like it's like the dialogue, the look. I was like, it's so villainous. It's like that's really what got my goat. Like, Alicia, I haven't seen you in a while. Oh my god.
And Alicia like has no response to that because she's like, why are you doing this? And Jackie's like, I am doing this for the kids and Peter, and like I'm dying
And for Peter.
I'm dying. She's like, oh, and then you're gonna live there, right? She's like, well, I don't want to assume that that's what would be happening. And Alicia's like, so you're getting your goal of replacing me. She's like, that's not what I'm trying to do, Alicia.
But Jackie gives as good as she gets, because Alicia says, "Oh, I get it. You want to replace me." Jackie's like, "Girl, I'm not replacing you. You left. You abdicated the throne. I had to basically fill in what you left."
No,
And
she didn't though. She didn't, and that's
in
creepy
her
and
mind,
weird.
that's what she's doing. In her mind,
Creepy and weird, Jackie.
that's what's happening. And when Alicia says, "Oh, where was all this generosity back when we had to move out of that house?" Jackie's like, "Hey, girl, I offered you loans. I offered you to come live in my house," which I'm sure sure Alicia definitely didn't want that.
No.
She's like, "I offered so many things to you back then, but you had to do it by yourself." I was like, okay. Jackie's she's getting back.
This is like Jackie when she has power. Like this is what she does. She'll punch at you with stuff from your past. And Alicia's like, I'm not gonna let you get away with this. And Jackie's all like, I don't know how you can't. And Alicia's like, I'm a lawyer. Like,
watch me.
Give me some time. Yeah.
Watch me. This is really like a hero versus villain moment of like, I'm going to stop you, Jackie. It's like, let's not forget, we're talking about buying a multi-million-dollar house here. Like, let's not lose the plot.
Yeah.
Jackie's not trying to rule the world. She's not trying to, focus on world domination. This is about buying a house.
Alicia calls Peter as like, yo, your mom bought the house. What do you mean my mom bought the house? The house is, again, he was surprised. The house is for sale. And she's like, yeah, she bought it for you because she wants me to be on the outs. And he's like, well, if you would have bought it, I would have been on the outs. And she's like, oh yeah, that's true. Maybe we should have talked about this.
Those tables, they do a turn, don't they? It's like, not to be that guy, but weren't you trying to put me on the outs? Like, so now you're mad that what you were trying to do was being done back to you. She's like, oh, you know what? You're kind of right. I wouldn't even think about that. My bad. My B dog. My B.
And then Peter's like, I will speak to Jackie. I will handle this. And speaking of mob mentality and mob, we've seen him do this before to a principal. We've seen him do, but this time he's doing this to his own mother.
Yeah.
Jackie comes to visit at the state's attorney's office. And she's like, oh my gosh, it's so great to see you here and like the seat of power and being so great and being so awesome. And Peter's like, yeah, hi, Mom. Nice to see you too. Don't buy the house. And Jackie's like, you don't know when people are manipulating you. I do. And Peter, to his credit, says, Mom, Alicia and I are trying to be adults. This is not star worthy. This was one line.
Star worthy. I'm just checking.
One line. We're trying to be adults like this, and we need you to butt out. And Peter then goes and gives an ultimatum, basically like, do you want me in your life, Mom? If you do, you will stop this. If not, I won't be there. And if you don't call to get this house unsold, I will do that. And then at the end, he's like, thanks for coming in.
I mean, he dismissed her like he dismissed when he's got car back, a few episodes ago. But this was so it's so interesting, right? When you think about when we get older, the reversal of child and parent, because he was definitely speaking to her like a parent, like he was her father. He's like, you will butt out of this right now. He's like, you will stop it. Do you understand me? I was like, whoa. Like he started nice. He was like, Mom, come on,
so
girls.
great to see you.
Stop, don't buy this house, don't do this. And Jackie, he's fighting back. She's fighting. It's like, Mother, listen, you need to butt out. You need to stop it right now. Do you understand me? If you will call a seller or I will. Do you like, whoa. And you can see that Jackie is like visibly shaken by this. She's like, oh, I did not foresee this happening. So yeah,
let me clutch my pearls.
She is definitely taken aback by how forceful he is in his like demand that she's quit it with this house stuff. And I think it's a realization for sure for her, and I'm sure in her mind, in Jackie's mind, she's like, she got to him, she got to my baby. Alicia got to Peter, made him do this to me.
Well, yeah, because like when she comes in, she's like, oh, she talked to you. And Peter's like, yeah, Alicia talked to me. Like like Jackie won't even give Alicia a name whenever she talks about her. So she said, oh, she's got her hooks into you, basically. Like you are being manipulated by her. Jackie needs to go see a therapist. Jackie, this is a little out of bounds here. Thinking that you are, I don't know, whatever you're trying to be with Peter. It's just not, it's not great.
I mean, Alicia called it. Alicia was like, you want to be in this house with Peter, with the kids. Y'all want to be one big happy family without me, of course. She has this like vision of like, and until Alicia called it out, I was like, oh yeah, that probably is exactly what Jackie's trying to do. She's like, I'll be with the grandkids each and every day, and that witch Alicia will be out of our lives.
Yeah. Because I liked when Alicia confronted her. She's like, oh, because you need a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house for you. Okay. So when Alicia heard about this, she was a little suspect about like where Jackie got the money for all of this. So she had Kalinda look into it. I almost said Kalisha, which is another thing. But
could be a character on The Good Fight.
Could be. And so Jackie calls Alicia, and at this point Kalinda has given Alicia the information she was looking for, and Alicia answers the phone like, oh, Jackie, you took the money for the house out of Zach and Grace's trust. And that is just so horrible. And then you hear her say, what? You had a what? You had a stroke? And Jackie is like, I can't reach Peter. Can you please call him? And like, this is sus from the beginning, because she like first of all does this, can't reach Peter. So then Alicia goes to visit her at the hospital, and just like a mobster or whatever, Alicia comes in and Jackie waves her closer. It's like, I forgive you.
Oh my
And then
God, bro.
Peter walks in and he's so concerned. And Jackie gives Alicia this like look of like, don't say anything.
Gotcha.
Like
Gotcha, bitch. So I don't know what this like how you give yourself a stroke
I don't know either.
and why you would do that, but seems like very fortuitous timing for Jackie to all of a sudden have a stroke. Now she has had a stroke before. That's I think in season
Yes.
1.
Yes.
She had a stroke. I think when Zach was trying to go out and get some Becca Poontang, Jackie had a stroke to stop him from getting some Becca Poontang. So Jackie has some very fortunate timing strokes. Okay, stop Zach from having sex, and now she's going to stop Peter from being mad at her about this house thing by having a stroke. And like the way she calls Alicia over, like the look, like the actress, I forgot her name, the actress that plays Jackie,
The
picture
grandma from
perfect.
Dawson's Creek.
Sure, picture perfect the way she plays this. Because as Alicia comes in, Jackie looks at her like, "Yep, your ass is mine. I got you." And like calls her like, "Come here, come here." Alicia inches up close. She's like, "Closer, closer. Come here, come here. Lean down to me. Give me your ear. I forgive you." It's like, oh, it gave me chills. I'm like, oh my God. Yes, Jackie is going to win. Like, I need to see that. I need to talk to the doctor. I need to see the tests. So like, did she pay you to tell us that she
Yes.
had a stroke? Like, what is
I
going on
mean,
here?
I don't want to think that someone would fake a stroke because that's diabolical. But this is Jackie, okay?
This is
Like
Jackie
this is
though.
Jackie we're talking about. So, and also that is where Peter was when he got the call from Eli to decide whether he's going to run for governor or not. So there were a lot of things going on in this episode for sure.
Yes.
That
Busy
is
episode.
episode 20 of season 3. We're almost at the end here.
Almost at the end, my friends. Marissa, do you want to tell the good folks where they can find you? I hope that you will do so in a kind, nice manner,
Oh my
um,
God.
as opposed to what you were telling me that you wanted to say to the listeners before we got the mics hot. So go ahead.
Well, fun thing about this is that I control whether this podcast ends. I control when it ends. I can just say we're done.
Mhm.
But
You don't
I
want the truth to come out? That's your business.
oh my God. Anyway, listeners, dear listeners that I love and adore because you help keep us going. And no matter what Jason says, don't listen to him. Even though he is one of my closest podcast friends. One of my closest friends. Anyway,
And
that's what shows.
friends
He is
have to
doing
hold each
that
other.
to me. He is doing that to me. No,
Friends have
friends
to hold
don't
each
know.
other
No, yeah,
accountable.
I'm trying to
Friends,
hold you accountable for being a jerk face. Anywho, you can find me at itsmemarissag.com. You can find links to all my social media there. Also, I'm over on this podcast, Talking with Jason, continuing our good wife journey, getting closer to the good fight every day, closer to Elsbeth every day. Season 3 already. Also over on Whirlwind Podcast, talking about Pretty Little Liars, one previously on at a time. And then also up in space with my sister at USS Sisterhood as we take on season 2 of Star Trek The Next Generation. Jason,
yes,
I will
Marissa.
allow you to tell the people where they can find you with my hand hovering over the stop recording button. So go ahead.
Okay, I appreciate that, Marissa. I will tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth as I tell people about where they can find me. You can find me, as always, on the A Perfect Match podcast. We are on Patreon right now talking about season 11 of Married at First Sight. Having a great time with one of the best seasons of that show. That's mainly where you can check me out. I'll be here and there doing other stuff, but Perfect Match is where you can definitely find me every week. So yeah, come join the fun. Until next episode, stay good.